Our wires are here.
Number one, done.
But I'm not quite sure if I did something wrong. The bus is really shaping up now. So I made a plan. Which one do you like the most? We have a giant map of Australia and we're officially starting to plan out the trip. And the amount, no, stop. The amount of...
You're gonna tell everyone something they all know?
They don't know it. I didn't know it.
Comment below if you knew that.
Well, I didn't. And now I'm excited. Guess what has finally arrived? Our wires are here, all of the solar things that we need to get those solar panels connected to the inside of the bus. So we're finally going to get to start our wires this week. You stay there. What's the plan for today?
The plan today we're doing some housekeeping stuff. So I'm pretty tired. I just worked my first 3 shifts at a new job. It's cool. But we've just got a couple of little jobs that we've been putting off, like the wires for the blinkers and stuff that we cut. We need to solder them back together. And that's just going to be real fiddly and take time.
All right, so soldering.
Yep, and then we're going to hang all the electricals, which is just measuring out where they're going to be. This is the cabling for the 240 volt. It's just standard house wiring. With most of our electrical, we just got one step up, especially with the 24 volt. Because 24 volt is able to run longer distances without being too thick a cable, we were able to spend that little bit more money to just not have to worry about, you know, any resistance issues or heating wires, which you definitely don't want when you're about to permanently seal the walls of your bus.
Are we doing any of these?
Yeah, so these are connectors for the solar panels. They're ready to go on, but I'm kind of like, I want to get some fuses between the solar panel and the charge controller. So, I mean, the fuses are plug and play anyway, so we can always just plug them in and add the fuses later.
And play. All right, so real quickly, I'm going to jump on to let you know exactly how we figured out our solar system in the end. We did a lot of research and back and forth, and we ended up going with a 24 volt system. And we used this website to help us figure out what components we needed, what type of wire we needed, and all the other elements. So I'll show you that, and I'll make sure that I have everything linked down below in case it's helpful to you. Okay, so we ended up using this website and this particular page as kind of like a reference of what we need to do. So this is based on a 1440 watt system with 6 240 watt panels. We only have 4 240 watt panels, and this is also for a 12 volt battery bank. So there are a few changes that we needed to think about and do in order to make it suit. So as I said, this was just a rough guide, and it allowed us to see exactly what bits and pieces we needed for our system. And it also showed a wiring diagram for a parallel system, which is what we needed to do with our panels. All the links to everything were here as well, which made it super easy. So this website actually also has a do-it-yourself wiring kit where you can actually choose all of the things that you need. So how many feet of wire you're going to need. You can go through each one of these components to add as many as you need, and then you can kind of price out your system and also the bits and pieces that you're going to need. So we use this for a lot of the pieces, and then Sam also found this website that had the branch connectors that we needed, where it would take two and connect it into one, so that we could connect two panels together, two more panels together, and then bring them all together, which you're going to see in a moment. I hope that's helpful. It took us a really long time to try to figure out all of this. And I think at this point, we're pretty confident with our system. We're going to buy our inverter and our charge controller a little bit later on because they're quite expensive, and then eventually the batteries as well. But we're confident with our wiring and how we've been able to get our solar panels from the outside into the bus.
Which one do you like the most?
I
think we went and grabbed more swatches. I'll have to see if I can find them, but
I like the one on the far right.
that one?
Yeah.
Me too.
I've recently started making my sourdough in probably a much more lazy way, with less slapping and folding, which is like, you know, the process that I used to do, and just kind of stretching and folding it instead. And it's been working out well, so sometimes when I can't be bothered, that's how I do it. It looks a bit dry. I still do this part, and then I let it rest and do some stretch and folds. Just do more of them more often, or less often, I can't remember. So right now I'm just incorporating the starter into the dough just like I normally would. Kind of scooping my hand under and picking it up. It's quite an hard workout. Alright, that's good. So I'm walking around and I'm finding a lot of little baby carrots. And I know I've planted baby carrots specifically, but I'm not quite sure if I did something wrong or if these are the smallest carrots I've ever seen. I'm just gonna go through and pick all the rest of the carrots that I find, because I'm pretty sure they've been there for a while. I'm so bad at planting carrots and then just forgetting about them. So we've got plenty. Alright, so now we're going to stretch and fold. So we'll go up and over a few times. So that's once. And we're going to do it like 6 times. That's twice. Three. Alright, 6. It looks like that. And we put it away again. Good morning. I'm just baking up my sourdoughs this morning. I have 2 to put in. They worked out pretty well considering I hardly did anything to them. I think I ended up stretching and folding them twice and then shaping them maybe at like 8 o'clock at night before I went to bed. So yeah, working out pretty well so far. You may notice that we have a giant map of Australia and we're officially starting to plan out the trip and the places we're going to stop over. I just can't believe how vast the country is and how little of it I have actually seen. So this is truly going to be an incredible trip. I can't wait. And I'm so grateful to all of the wonderful people and friends who are willing to have our bus, us, and our crazy mob of pets on their homesteads. But there's definitely a lot of areas where we don't have connections or where we're going to most likely have to stop over, 1, to reduce the cost of fuel, 2, to really savor and take in everything that the country has to offer, and also just, you know, keeping in mind access roads and things like that, we may have to take certain trips. So I'm going through at the moment trying to search for all of the free campsites, state forests that allow pets, and just marking them on our digital map as well as here on this. I downloaded an app called Wiki Camp. I'll put it up on the screen. And I've just put in all of the filters of motorhome accessible, so large vehicles, especially 10-meter plus buses, dog friendly, free, and definitely taken out any no dogs allowed areas. So it's given me a pretty good like amount of places that we can go all over Australia. And because this is a paid app after 14 days, I have 14 days to get all of these points and just put them onto our map so we have them and we have them accessible to us when we're finally ready to actually like put the trip in place and like place to place where we're going to go. So yeah, I guess we're gonna start. Gosh, there's so many. All right, there's at least 2,000 pins. So, I mean, I'm definitely all the ones that are super close together. Cause like, look, if I zoom in, it looks a bit wild, which I'm not looking into going to every single place. So I guess, yeah, I'm gonna have to kind of figure out the best spot. The plan right now is just to type out all these places as best as I can. And then be able to kind of fine tune them. So I guess I'm going to go state by state, and then maybe even break up each state by whatever, just to make it super easy. I'm already overwhelmed, but we got this. Is that easy?
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, what?
That's why we spent the money. But I'm just being silly. Uh-oh.
No, there's a way to open them, right? You put your finger on the little tab.
Yeah, if you got nails.
And then pull. I do.
Yeah, cool.
Isn't that amazing? A child taught me that. What? I didn't know it. The amount of things
so
I've
good.
wasted.
Yeah.
There's a little tongue, and if you hold it down...
You're going to tell everyone something they all know?
They don't know it. I didn't know it. And you can pull it out, and you've got your... What is it called?
Zip tie.
And you've got your zip tie and you can use it again and there's no waste ever again. I didn't know that if I knew that.
Hey guys, comment below. Comment below if you knew that.
Well, I didn't and now I'm excited.
Hey, so we just did the easier part on top of the roof with the solar panels, which is the plug and play connections. You'll see me doing it up there. We connected them all in parallel. So we connected two together with an extension line and then summed that with the other two on the front end of the bus. So that's all going to come together into a single line, and then we're going to be running conduit down the outside of the bus, down into the baggage container, which is where the rest of the electricals are going to be coming together to charge our batteries. So it's really good to have done that, because that was a lot of maths and a lot of asking people who know what they're talking about, and lots of procrastinating and putting off making decisions, but it's done.
Not sure who else has ever done their own electricity, but it's pretty daunting.
Yeah. It's like the measure twice, cut once saying when measure 10 times, commit to buying once. Yeah, but it's all together now, and so now we're just going to put together the because we're doing 24 volt. We're going to be putting together the cable that's going to run into the charge controller, which is just a simple crimp. And yeah, and then we can start running the electrics through the bus so that we're ready to put the insulation in. And then it might actually like cool down in this bus. It's like the start of spring and it's already starting to heat up in here. Yeah.
But remember, I also have the reflective curtains to put on all these windows anyways.
Yeah, it's evidence that...
American curtains the whole way along.
Yeah, absolutely. The more the merrier for sure. It's like, it's reinforcing the idea that we need to get these walls insulated, sealed, like the benefits of doing it all, we're going to just experience that when the day comes that everything closes up. So I'm just looking at how they've done this one.
Is this the same as the bit we've got up top?
Yeah. Should be right. Number one, done.
That's it?
That's it.
Crazy.
Hold up, there we go.
The bus is really shaping up now. It's feeling more like a home each time we do something, and you may be noticing that we are really flying now. Since we've had our friend Joe coming out to help us, we've really been reignited with motivation and drive to get it done, and it's meant that the tasks that feel big and daunting haven't been, because we've had an extra set of hands. Now he won't be coming to help us anymore, at least not for the foreseeable future. So we are back to doing it on our own, but I'm really hopeful that this time we are going to smash our goals throughout. We have pretty much officially finished putting the walls in the bedroom, the hallway, and also the living space. We have left the walls off the kitchen and the bathroom for now because there's wires to be run, there's plumbing to be run, and there's a few other little things that we need to do before we can put those in place. But after the electricals are done, guys, we're going to be putting up our ceiling insulation and also panels across. So it's just going to close it up and really make it feel homey.
So your job is to just make sure that it goes through straight and not like curled up.
Alright.
So like, you see how it wants to spin like that?
Yep.
You just want to make sure that it's not like twirling in a weird direction.
Okay.
It's going to be annoying otherwise. And also try and, if you can, protect it from that edge. Yeah.
How good is it that we've got like this little thing?
Little section to run that.
Yeah. So we made a plan a while ago of all of our electric points, all of the places we want power, as a rough guide.
Yeah, which we really need because we started running cables without it, and the first one I ran was a 24 volt, and I took it to a 240 volt. I did the wrong thing.
No,
Straight
that's
out
12
the gate.
volt.
That's 24.
No, because it's only got 2 wires, while that one has 3 wires. Oh,
You're confusing 240 and 24.
yeah, I am.
Cool. So we're going to have puck lighting in the bathroom and puck lighting in the bedroom. Right, which means the cable is going to come to here, come down to here, and we'll have a switch like on this wall.
It might still run that way.
What?
Will this be long enough?
No. We'll backtrack and then come down here. Yeah, but the point is that it needs to come to like here and hang down. So dirty. So dirty.
Yeah. Every time I touch this bus, it's dusty. Alicia also suggested, she said that the electrician, when they did the renovation,
Yep.
they would loop the wire
Yep.
so that there'd be extra everywhere they ran the wire.
Oh yeah.
You're going to do that?
Absolutely.
Okay. I wasn't sure if you had already ordered wire to a specific length that didn't account for that extra.
I added a meter onto every single measurement. So like, yeah.
So that's a really great tip for anyone doing their own electrical system. Have an extra loop of extra wire, so if you ever need to move anything or if you've made a mistake, you have that extra wiggle room. Here's another handy tip. What are you doing?
What?
Tell the people.
I'm just taping this together with masking tape so that I can put a label on it, which this is.
It sounds like common sense, but you know what? I wouldn't have thought to do that until you told me. Okay. Sam did the same thing with... So down here, as he's been disconnecting things, he's been putting on little labels onto them so he knows exactly what it is. Same with our number 1 fan. Yeah? Yeah? First wire cut. Champagne. Champagne for everyone.
So this is why we're labeling those. You'll see. Oh, where's that masking tape gone?
I don't know. Where'd you put it?
You had it. I'll give it to you.
Nope. You didn't. You left it here where you last wrote something.
Yes, ma'am.
It's like I have to remember where I've been and where you've been all the time so I can help you.
Yeah.
All done. Or at least what we could with the wire that we had. Well done.
Oh, this stage done. Now we can put the insulation in and put the ceiling in. And then any other electricals is below those things. So we can just keep going.
Yay.
Whew.